Peace, everyone. Peace, 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 peace. So I am here today. I want to get more closer to my Facebook audience because, like I said on my other live, which was a while back, I kind of distanced myself from Facebook because it just happened that way. But I'm back. And I just had this feeling to do this live. Well, kind of planned it out. Just checking out myself, my beautiful self, so you guys can see my full ear. But yes, this is how I'm presenting myself to you guys. I'm so grateful to be alive, first of all, and I hope you guys are doing really well. So I really felt like to do this live, but to do a series of it, and this is called an extension of myself. So when you guys see me online, it's not everything of me, and I'm pretty sure what you guys bring online to us is not everything of you, but I would like you guys just to know an aspect of why I bring what I bring to you guys, just bring a bit closer. So majority of you guys on Facebook, I understand, know me as Sally. I understand that very much. Actually, before I do that, let me just share this. So can I share this to people? I can share this. Okay, but yeah, majority of you guys know me as Sally, and that's because majority of the people on my Facebook are people I've known for a very long time. But I just want to get you guys to know that you see my name is Salome, but I know that you guys know me as Sally because that's how I presented myself a long time ago. And it was really interesting. I was talking to Camilla, which is my friend and also someone I do business with business partnerships. So so we've grown up for a long time. We've gone to school with each other, and the reason why the name Sally even came about was, to my memory, this could be whatever, but to my memory, this is why the name Sally stuck and why you guys know me as Sally. And I want to encourage you guys to just know me. Hold on, let me just fix up my stand so it's a little bit less shaky all over the place. I just want to make sure it's less, so it's not all over the place, all shaking like that. Yeah, that should be cool. So I just have to thank you guys for bearing with me. But yeah, so the reason why Sally really stuck and why I introduced myself as Sally to you guys is because I remember going to Grange Middle School, and when I was enrolling to Grange Middle School, they asked me what name do I want to use. I'm named Salome after my grandmother, so is my other cousin named Salome after my grandmother. So in Kenya, I believe, if I'm not wrong, if it's still the same, Sally means honey. So I always resonated. People would just call me Sally, Salome, in my family. But when I came to the public world and how I represented my extension of myself in Grange Middle School, the teacher asked me, or the head teacher asked me, like, oh, what name do you want to stick with, Salome or Sally? And I paused for a little bit, and in my mind I was like, I feel like people won't be able to mention Salome, so let me just go with Sally. And I went with Sally. But throughout middle school, I used to let people know, like, yo, my government name, it be Salome. And people did make fun out of me a lot with that name. I've had a lot of salamis in my life. Like, that, I don't even eat that. I don't even know what it tastes like. I wouldn't even know how to identify that meat. Okay? But I have really been referenced that. So I guess I innately knew that Sally would, work well. But what I'm getting to is Sally, Sally in numerology is a different sets of numbers compared to Salome. And numbers don't lie. So when I'm calling myself Sally, that's a different energy that's coming onto you guys. But when I'm calling myself Salome, who is my birthright? What is my name? What is the name? That is my name I was given. That's the name that my grandmother gave me. When I call myself Salome, and I want you guys to really resonate with that name. So I know you know me as Sally, but my name is Salome. Salome chants a lot of energy, and it literally will make sense to why I am who I am right now. I know some of you guys were like, oh my God, Salome, how have you, so you guys will call me Sally, how have you changed? And so much has gone on. Yes, I had to get rid of an illusional name and get to my name of Salome. So this series is called An Extension of Myself, and I'll be breaking it down throughout the month. I will be trying to bring it out every Sunday to you guys, speak to you guys every Sunday, and just get to know me. Do you know what I mean? Like, why not? So extension of myself, yeah. I just want to introduce you guys why I present to you guys Smile Tower Yoga, why Kemetic Yoga, why the yoga with this name that you've never probably seen before, astrology, why are you into astrology so much, Salome? Anyone who's always around me knows I can't help but psychoanalyze everything. And astrology has been a really big help. And why network marketing? So with yoga, first of all, let me just tell you the truth, you guys, yeah. So before I became a yoga teacher, I didn't even know what yoga was all about. I promise you, I was living in this world not knowing what yoga was about. I see people move their bodies and do this stuff, but it didn't hit home. But I knew I was interested in health. So I was like, okay, I did some poses here and there. And I remember I was in America. And at this time I was in a polygamous relationship here, and I just broke up with my partner at that time, but I'm still in his house, and he was all doing yoga with his sister girl on the phone, and I'm just like, jealousy is embodied in my body. And how I don't think jealousy is negative unless you make it negative, right? So then I was like, okay, this is what you guys want to do in front of my face. Don't worry, watch when I get back to London. I'm going to learn yoga. I'm going to learn this yoga. This was coming out of an ego sense, right? So I've come back to London now, yeah? And at this time, my mind, my consciousness, I just woke up to the black consciousness, in the sense of like, yo, what is really going on up in here, right? So I've got Venus in Aries. I was very militant. I had no time for nobody. I probably burnt a lot of y'all. But anyway, so when it came to that and the yoga, how did that correlate? So I was just on Google like, you know what, I ain't even gonna try to look for any yoga. I wrote the keywords I wanted. So I was like, African yoga. I was like, yoga done by black people. I was like, yoga. I wrote anything on Google, and what came up at that time was this video of this gentleman doing this geb back. I didn't even know what what geb meant, or then I was like, I've seen these words somewhere, and they relate to the ancient Kemetic. I was like, oh. So I literally followed the gentleman on YouTube, and tutus now, he became my teachers, etc. Here we are. But I remember that the reason why I got into yoga was because I was infuriated with jealousy. It was like, oh my God, like, how dare you try to transform your life this way? And you know how my feelings were. So it was just the way it came about. That's how it came about, y'all. That's just the truth. So I did my yoga sessions. First I went to full moon yoga, yeah, which is like it was a yoga down outside for the community to come and join, etc. And so that's what my first introduction to yoga was. I've never done any other yoga but that, okay? So Egyptian yoga, Smile Tower yoga, Kemetic yoga, all the yogas that represent principles to do with ancient world, specifically Africa, is what I was really drawn to and attracted to. And an opportunity opened up for me. An opportunity literally, and this is my key thing, when you look for opportunities, they really do come to you, period. So it's like, at that time, my mind, I was in uni, my mind was like, okay, I'm just going to pay for this yoga, heal myself. And I was going for the yoga, I was understanding, I was obviously you can't redo your firsts, but I really appreciated my yoga sessions. And as I was learning to become a teacher, so much of me I got to appreciate as well. Like, I was working in I was going to uni in East London, working in Thorpe Park here, and I had to learn a script to become, and man didn't even know how I was going to pay for this thing. I only had half the money, but I was just getting into it, because when you look for opportunities, they come for you. So anyway, so now tutus, now got my yoga certificate. I'm 4 years later now. I've been 4 years, 5 years now, I've been doing yoga. And the first manifestation for me, after becoming a yoga teacher, I wanted to teach yoga in prisons. Like, that's what I wanted to do. And I did it. I did that work for a whole year, 3 prisons around London. I did that. And most of the prisons are men prisons. So me Salome just going up in there in the male prisons doing peace. You know how the reception was received, but after the session, the beginning must have been interesting to them and new. But once they got their water in, they were like, woo, I feel refreshed. So I did that work, and that's why you guys have seen me post things about yoga and my tawi, and because it's something I still use today. It's a huge extension of myself, because look at the birth. The birth of it was like, oh, ego, and my ego pushed me to my calling. Easy. So how does astrology tie into this? Well, when you're doing things like yoga, your life around you is just changing. So you want to develop yourself in so many other aspects. It's just so many other things. So at this time, I know this sister called Kadisha, who is married to Brother Panic, the artist, the occultist, and I just booked a session with her. Just booked a reading. I didn't know what this reading was going to entail. I just had money, and I knew I needed some advice, and I just resonated with that. So I booked a reading with Kadisha, and as she was talking to me, she was giving me exercises to do mentally and other exercises to do after a reading. But one question I had for her is, how did you know so much about me? How did you get to help me this deeply? You don't know who I am. I believe those are the words I said to her. But you know so much who I am. And she was able to tell me, well, because she did ask me for my time of birth, my date of birth. And I've always known that stuff, just because my mum has always liked to brag about that kind of stuff. But, I just didn't know it would be this valuable that this person can guide you through a traumatic space. So yeah, that's how I got into astrology. Literally that night after a session, I was like, she said, what? So I went online and I started looking, I think writing keywords about like time and what you could do with your time of birth and all that kind of stuff, and astrology really just jumped out. And I want to say an astrologer was born that night. That week, I think I started charging 10 people for sessions. I didn't play because I knew I could do this, and I've been doing this for years now. I've been doing this, my skill has been developing, I'm still progressing in this water and in this art, in this life form that we all live in. And how does network marketing now branch into this? Well, last year, I decided consecutively that I will never work again. There's this poster that's done by this billionaire, etc., that divides things into 4. So you have 2 sides, and then you have 2 sides this way, left and right, and 2 sides up and down, but divided into equal 4s. So one left side deals with, people who work, like me at one point, working for Smiggle, working for House of Fraser, and all that kind of stuff, working for Tesco, do it all good. And then you have people who have their own businesses. So like I have my own business with yoga, I have my own business with astrology. That's fantastic. I decided to myself, I didn't even know all this knowledge like a year ago. This is just something I've gained now. So I innately just knew I didn't want to be a worker anymore. I was not going to work for anybody anymore. Like that was so frustrating and degrading to me. Not for anyone, please. I know I'm fire, so please don't burn. I am not going to theme myself down because I am fire. I'm not a spark. But just approach me right. So please, anything that's not for you, just let it go. But I'm just speaking about me. This is an extension of myself. So it was just too much. A lot has gone on, especially for a person like myself. A lot just didn't make sense to work for someone, and I knew I had so much more to give. Could you imagine working and people saying to you, you have so much value, why do you work here? It's so annoying that you know that you have so much value, and everybody telling you have so much value, but then it's like, what's going to change? So I knew last year I refused to work for anyone else. I said I'd rather die. I said I'd rather die than work for anyone else. I promised myself I'd rather beg on the streets. I said I wasn't going to do it. It wasn't for me. So when I made that decision, like I said, my favorite quote right now is, when you look for opportunities, opportunities come to you. Period. So I've left my job now. So bear in my mind, my dreams is I want to have a island. I want to have a retreat island. I want to travel the world. I want to explore. I want to help some organizations that deal with colorism and organizations that deal with sexism. I want to help children. These are my dreams. But Salome has just left her job. And I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to deal with my astrology, build up my clients. I'm going to do my yoga. Maybe I said I was going to travel to Dubai, do some yoga there, travel to different parts of the world, do different yogas there. That was my plan. And then I remembered, actually, you know what happened? My partner, hay fever, was just annoying me in it. Like, it just annoyed me. So I remembered that I went to, we were all doing different parts of ourselves, extending ourselves. And one sister showed us about natural remedies. And I was like, okay, natural remedies. I love that. I got Venus in the 6th house. I want to know about health. And so later on, it was just, I think a few months later, I contacted her and I was like, hey, what's going on? My partner has been sneezing all over the place. Hey, I know that there's things for them. Like, I knew stinging nettles were good for them. I don't have hay fever, so I couldn't experiment it. But I know other people were experimenting with stinging nettles and it's really helped. But I just wanted to know her advice. And so at that time, she was trying to tell me, oh, you know, you can gain money from this. And I was just like, going over my head, right? But just give me the product. That's all I wanted. So the product really worked. And I believe it was just 4 weeks after I went back to her and I was like, yeah, I'm ready to join. I didn't really understand what I was saying. I'm ready to join. I just knew I get my lovely oils. I can just experience this. Boom. And then when I get into the organization and I get to understand how serious it is and how people's lives have been changed, and I'm talking about Todora, how people's lives have been changed, and just the testimonies. You know, the best testimonies you can get is from human beings, because they've really experienced. Like, when we don't like something, we don't like something. When we do, we do. That's just the way we are. So I was like, wow, this is really igniting my Venus in the 6th house. I'm in love with the health. I'm in love with this community. I'm in love with how they don't uproot something to plant it in an unnatural place. I really appreciate that. So there was so much more. There was just so much more. The community sense of it. So this was my first introduction into network marketing, and I didn't know what network marketing is. I guess whatever. I had to really learn. Okay, direct sales. Okay, aka this, aka that. I had to learn a lot. And the best way for me to learn is books. So I just be quickly PDFing books on Google. Like, okay, cool. And that brings me into this. Brings me into more close into understanding that, wow, what is passive income, and people can be earning money like this. Okay, so I can, wow, like, yo, you guys don't understand. Like, since I be doing my own thing, got my Todora, come on. It's just been so amazing. And like I said, opportunities, when you call out for opportunities, they do be like, hey, I'm here. They be like, I'm here, and you gotta reach out your hand and grab it. So that was one opportunity brought to me, and I was like, wow, now I can expand my business. And I was able to expand my business with the products that they serve. Not only do expand my business that way with the products, but also sharing this with other people who find it more valuable for them. You know, people who like, wow, yeah, I could do with some wild orange, please. I love oranges and how oranges, you know, help the collagen in the skin, collagen in the spine. I want some orange. Here's Salome. Do. But, well, do you want to be able to passively be able to use this in another way, having a different inspiration? So that was my first network marketing. And then literally a few months after, I got introduced to a technology company called B. Now with B, it was really interesting. It was really funny because I looked at my birth chart. I was like, Uranus in the 7th house. Yeah. Okay. So my relationship, my partnership will be with technology. Like, technology will come, the different energies. I was like, yep, I'm on for this. And with B, it's been really interesting because I've been in network marketing, 2 different network marketing companies, and I'm really loving it. It really is helping me understand human beings, because that's what I love. I love doing astrology. I love knowing our highs and our lows and our in-betweens, if that's the case. I like to really understand people, and now I have people to understand. And it's just made me think about, why was this opportunity not presented to me? Why was anything I'm in love with, yoga, astrology, network marketing, not presented to me when we had them career days when we were younger, when I was Sally? Why was this not presented to me when I was Sally? So I've had to like heal that, because we don't want to have resentment for the past. We just want to be charged up by it because it's not in vain. And with B, like their product, one of their products is money. So like it's been really it's opened up parts of my brain. You know, when you're talking about I'm always receiving money, I'm always receiving money, I'm always receiving money, I'm always receiving money, like you can use those information for real there, because you're literally in the bed, you put your 10p and you pick whatever from, you don't understand this language, but bear with me. TP1 is like £20, for example. Income disclaimer: past profits don't determine your future profits, and this is an example I'm using. Okay, cool. So so imagine you put £1 on £20, you're getting £20. Or you put £1 on £700, you're getting £700 from your bed. Like, I started thinking about them times I was hustling hard, cleaning kitchens, makeup that doesn't match my skin being put on me and without my consent. Like, don't do that. No, because your man, you feel like no. I could have been making money from my bed all this time. So you can see how this is already going, guys. I already made a conscious decision. I'd rather die than work for someone. So I was going to work for myself. But working for myself still means that I have to put out a lot of energy. And when I was looking for the opportunity, I said, look, I'm receiving money now. I'm always receiving money now. I'm always receiving money now. And then passive income gets to come to me. And it gets to come to me, and it's so beautiful, and I'm so grateful. And I know now exactly how I will get everything I've desired in this lifetime, in this time and space, because I've measured it out. You know, time is a construct of man. The sun doesn't care about time like that. It just moves in cycles. I understand my cycles. I understand the space I'm in. I've measured out my space. I am so grateful. So I just wanted to let you guys know, yeah. Be like, yeah. What is it? Be inspired. This we've been locked down since 2019. Let me just let you know. Okay, we're in March now. Be inspired. I don't know what this space did for you, but as an astrologer, I'm here to tell you, like, look, Saturn is in Aquarius. Saturn, one key word is discipline. Discipline can be looked as an order, as a building, as a structure. And Aquarius is the collective, but it's the mind. So it's for you to discipline your mind. Aquarius is something that you can't touch air, but you can touch earthy things. You can touch solid things. So Saturn is moved from the solid, which is relying on and being dependent and looking for God outside of yourself. There's no need to look for God outside of yourself. You are a creator. You are literally a creator. And that's all I wanted to say to you guys, how I got into these things, because I always looked for the opportunity. It always came from an unseen place first. I had to make a conviction. And life had to move my way, because it's my breath, it's my lungs. My life honors all these parts of you. Why would it not honor your dream? Today you was able to get up to go to the bed, to the toilet. If you was not able to do that, just take a deep breath in, because I know you're able to do that looking at my phone, looking at your phone, looking at me, and exhale and work it through. Always lead with the breath. That's one thing yoga has taught me. Always lead with the breath. Literally, it's the only thing you own. I've come to that thing right now. It's the only thing that you own. Everything else is just an extension of myself. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for getting to know me a little bit better. Remember, guys, what I said. I know most of you guys on Facebook know me as Sally, but Sally carries a different energy to Salome. So don't be surprised, because Salome is my birthright. Salome is my name. But understand why I picked Sally. You know what I mean? There's one, that's for part 2, guys. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate, love you. And yeah, we'll catch up next time.